Hello and welcome back to the new video of the Postman tutorial series. So in our previous video, we have understood how API, what is API and how APIs works. So now in this video, we will be understanding how what is HTTP protocols and what are the various response codes that you get over the network. Okay, once you send a request, okay, to an API. So why to understand this HTTP protocols? So HTTP protocols are important because any communications that you do over an internet is done through HTTP protocols. And one more protocol is there, HTTPS, which means secure, which has SSL certificate, which is secured one. And now in this video we will be talking about HTTP protocols. So let's get started. So if you head over to the official MDN web docs, an overview of HTTP. Here you can see HTTP is a protocol for fetching resources such as HTML document. So assume you are the client, and client in the sense you are using a browser, which is any browser, maybe Microsoft Edge and Chrome. So the browser are intended to show the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript pages. So you see here the whole page, which is well formatted using the CSS and JavaScript, adding the functionality to it. So it is a protocol for fetching the resources such as HTML documents. It is a foundation of any data exchange on the web or the over the internet, and it is client server protocol. So the client is my client is browser, which is fetching the resource from the developer.mozilla.org. It is the endpoint, which means requests are initiated by the recipient, usually the web browser. As I said, a complete document is reconstructed from the different sub documents fetched. For an instance, text, layout, description, images, and video, and more. Okay, so this is one good pictorial diagram of how HTTP protocol works. So these are the CSS layer. These are the images various. These are the ads that we put in our website. These are the video that we play on a website. These are the textual data that we have in our website, and this is a whole represents as a web document. As you can see, this is the whole web document, and over the internet, developer.mozilla.org have their own web server and the own video server and the own ad server. So these requests, get request. So to fetch a data, we send the get request. So this video layout will send a get request to the video server, and ad server will send the request to the ads, and web server will hold the HTML, CSS, and JavaScript for that entire web page. So this is how the HTTP protocol will work. And one more good pictorial representation of the HTTP protocol over here. You can see, if you just go over this link, and you can read this entire document where they have uh, told you how the HTTP protocols works in depth. All those, yeah, here you can see get slash HTTP slash 1.1. So get is the method name. Path we are trying to access is the slash, means roots, and the version of the protocol that we mentioned over here. Okay, so our host in this URL is developer.mozilla.org, and the accept language is FR, which is headers. And now if you go ahead, and this is how the HTTP protocols works over the internet. And now if you see our previous example of this, where we have sent our first to get request, you can see we are getting status as 200. Okay, so these are nothing but the HTTP response codes. Okay, so if you go to the MDN web docs, where HTTP response status codes, there are various codes that are there for various types of responses. Okay, so if you got any code in your Postman, like here 200, okay, which is in between 100 to 199, that represents information responses. Okay, and similarly, any response that is in between 200 to 299, it is a successful response. And similarly, 300 to 399 redirection messages, and the client error responses are in between 400 to 499. So anything that gets wrong at the client side, so you will get error between 400 to 499, and you can understand that something is going wrong at the client side itself. And if you are getting any code between 500 to 599, then in that case you can understand that something is wrong at the server side, and you can go and try to rectify that error at the server side itself. Okay, so these are the response codes that you need to understand, so that you can get the this status code easily, and you can understand what is happening when I hit that API request. Okay, fine. So these are the info. If you go over to this page, you can see 100 is for continue, 100, 101 is for switching the protocols, and successful responses are the request succeeded. The result meaning of success depends on the HTTP method. So methods are get, head, put, post, and trace. We'll see in our upcoming videos what is get method, what is post method, put, delete. Okay, so we'll see in our upcoming videos that one as well. So you can see 200 is an okay, so everything working fine. You get that result as intended over here for the 200 okay status. Okay, so you can go toward this to this link, and you can find this official document of FD and web docs, and you can learn the different web HTTP codes, response codes, status codes, and yeah, this is what yeah, you can see various browser compatibility are also there, whether the 100 code is supported on the Chrome. Yes, here you can see that well formatted chart is also there. So this is how HTTP protocol works, and these are the various response codes that you get whenever you are trying to hit an API request over the internet. So you could have asked why to use Postman, right? So one thing is when you are working in an organization, there is one project that you are building, and there are some APIs that are required for that project. uh, so the front end and back end development, or the both are different in if you are working in an organization. And you have seen that front end UI is not developed yet, but the APIs that are used in that project are developed. Okay, so in that case you have to test those APIs without the UI. Assume you are building an registration form where you are taking the user's input, like first name, username, password, all those things, and you are fetching those things from the user to the server, and you are trying to register that user to that server, right? So in that case APIs are required, and you see front end is not developed yet, but the APIs that are required to register the user are developed. Then in that case, without a front end UI, the Postman the tool is very useful and handy, because it will you give the end URL over here, and whatever type of request you are doing is you can select from here, whether it is get, post, push, patch, delete. And you can pass the query parameter to the body as well, and the parameters you can pass over here, and you can test your APIs over here itself without the front end being developed. Okay, this is how Postman you can use. Okay, so I hope you got some idea what is the HTTP protocols, and how the response codes, status codes we get from the HTTP protocol, right? So thank you for watching this video, and I will see you in the next one.